Okay, folks, this will be an interesting one. Let's see if we can make this sparkly one come up a treat. $400 for sure. Okay, let's see what we have. We have here lint or Lindor. I found this on the street. I didn't buy this for myself. These are pretty, from what I understand, quite expensive. And I'm not a fucking richo. And I'm also always dieting, so I don't want to gain weight by eating chocolate. Chocolate does have a habit of making me get fat, and I don't want to get fat. I put a lot of discipline into my weight control. I love chocolates, I love sweets, I love fatty foods, I love sweet and savoury, salty and sugary. And fatty, yeah, I think I said fatty, but I just abstain from it, most of it. And I have a meal replacement bar for lunch, and I do have some kind of a treat. I do treat myself to an iced coffee, I must admit, but that's about it. Apart from the iced coffee, I don't treat myself most of the time, very often. Now I do think we've maybe made it a little, you've got to push it up a bit. So we're just going to maybe tilt it a bit less. But yeah, I really like to remain thin. I don't like being overweight. I've been overweight before, and it's really uncomfortable. And you know, you don't want to become so big that you lose your clothes get too big. But not everyone is capable of staying thin. You know, you got to consider that not everyone. You know, I'm not interested in calling people fat or fatso. Okay, folks, just let me get that straight. But it's for my own comfort and my own feeling that I want to stay thin. It's my choice, but I don't want to foist it upon anyone else but me. It's my fucking prerogative for myself. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel good, but it's not for everyone, and I don't want to tell people that they've got to be thin. You know, I don't want to do that. I had a really good friend who was obese, and she couldn't help it. She had like at least 3 or 4 things that prevented her from being at a healthy weight, including sexual abuse and rape from her stepfather. And also she had epilepsy, and she had an operation to remove part of her brain, and that fucked her up when it came to weight control. So you got to take these things into consideration. You know, that not weight loss and being thin is not for everyone. It's not for everyone, folks. I want to acknowledge that, okay? I'm not interested in judging people because they don't live like me and keep a tight diet and exercise routine. I do a lot of walking. I do a lot of steps to maintain my weight. But that's for me. I don't want to foist that on anyone else. A lot of people have a habit of telling you've got to be thin or this. I even had, when I was at high school, it was really insulting to my feelings because I knew already that I wasn't like everyone else, but I went through an early puberty, and of course I got my breasts early, and some nasty little girl told me, oh, you got to be flat. It's like, fuck, I want to be flat, but I can't. I went going through this fucking puberty, you bitch. You know, so, you know, that sort of really hurts people's feelings, and that hurt my feelings. because I couldn't be flat. So I couldn't, because I was just the way my body developed. Maybe if I had lost a bit of weight, I probably could have been flat, but I wasn't capable. I didn't know how to lose weight. I saw a dietitian. That's how I was able to learn to lose weight, was through a dietitian. So it's like, fuck off, I want to be flat, you stupid bitches, but I can't, because my body wasn't made like that. My body wasn't, and I just really fucking hated it when they just said that. It was so insulting. It was just like insult to injury. I didn't want breasts. I actually hated them. I felt I got teased and bullied, especially by the boys, and I had no feeling of attraction. So what was the point? And I've always hated my boobs ever since, and I still find them a bit uncomfortable, but they're a lot more manageable now that I've lost weight. That I've lost the weight that I've lost, and I had a dietitian help kickstart the weight loss. So that looks really quite interesting. I don't like the way it's off centre though. That's the thing I don't like. I want to move it across. But yeah, it really hurt my feelings, those girls did, telling me I had to be flat. It's like, yes, I wanted to be flat, you stupid sluts, but they just wanted to rub it in. I'm sure they said that because they knew that I was envious of them anyway. And that, whatever, folks, just bloody horrible things that go on in the fucking school. School's a horrid place, folks. Don't get me wrong. I fucking hate school. I'm glad I'm not there anymore. It's bad enough my dad and my brother are fucking assholes like people at school. But don't get me started on those idiots. I'm going to try not to get started. And that's come up looking quite interesting. I do think we have to enlarge it across once again. We have to stretch it. I do wonder if we got it right. I think we got it right. But really it's school. Yeah, it just brought me onto that topic, school. And school is a horrible place. It really is. It's really an awful place to be when you're not popular, when you can't make friends, when you've got disabilities that haven't been diagnosed, and people like your parents and your teachers are judging you because they don't know that you've got something, an actual disability, but because it's not diagnosed, it's like in the, yeah, that looks really quite interesting. I think I'm going to lift it up a bit. So yeah, I do believe I have had a disability because I had a cord around my neck at birth, and I came out breech, and that caused some brain damage, or quite considerable brain damage, primarily I think to the hippocampus and the short-term memory, which, oh sorry, I just farted. Basically, it affected my ability to learn, and I just got judged because they thought the special school that I went to thought I had a bad attitude to learning, when really it was just me screaming out, I can't do it, it's too hard, is me saying, look, you're overloading me. I've got limited amounts of memory here, folks. I can't learn like a normal child. And yeah, so fucked. I had brain damage, and it's still to this day it's not been diagnosed. Also, I might also have Asperger's syndrome, which is now comes under the heading of they call it high functioning autism. They don't call it Asperger's anymore, but basically it's the same shit. A lot of people with this condition are proud to be Aspergians, so they actually have kept the name, even if it's not used in clinical parlance. But basically, I haven't been diagnosed for that. It's only very mild, so it's very hard to see it. I don't have all the symptoms. I've only just got certain ones, like my passions, my strengths, my love of photocopiers is under this umbrella, and that didn't go down too well in my school days. But basically, it's not been diagnosed, and I have also got another disability that has been diagnosed, but it's because of the stigmatic reputation that it has. I don't want to say what it is. It's the one that has given me my Centrelink benefits, which I'm really wishing I didn't have to rely on. But basically, it's something that carries with it stigma, and I don't want to. Reveal it, because it's a very shameful condition in my books. I'm very ashamed of it, but I have it, and that's why I got Centrelink. But these other disabilities have not been diagnosed. There's another disability I just want to mention, and that is my alternating squint. You often see me close one eye, especially my right eye, although sometimes I've been known to close my left eye. But normally what happens is I can't use my eyes together. So I've been diagnosed with what's called an alternating squint by my local optometrist, and you can't drive a car, for example, with that. It's really hard to use a computer sometimes when you're trying to use your eyes together. You jump from one eye to the other and you just lose the fucking mouse on the screen, or you appear to lose it because your eyes are not working together. They're jumping, and I can't work at a computer, so I can't do a fucking clerical work or anything. So without making loads of errors and being really slow doing the job. So I'm wondering where the centre of this job is going to be. It looks like it's going to be there, but I don't know. It's a tough one. But basically, I have these multiple disabilities, which makes working in a normal job really difficult, and I'm trying to focus on what I can do, and that is being a photocopier artist. And I'm trying to get on the 6 o'clock news to get recognised. I don't want to be on Centrelink for the rest of my life. I don't feel comfortable with it because I don't want to take up taxpayers' money just because I have these problems, and I want to focus on what I can do. I want to make money out of what I can do. I really want to get in touch also with a lost partner whose name is Luigi, and I'm really lonely without him. And I'm not a person who can just give up on a person like that. If I love someone, that's it. It's for life. And I'm not interested in anyone else. So if only the 6 o'clock news could show my material so I can get off Centrelink, because I don't want to be on taxpayers' monies, folks. So you TV channels, I don't want to be on Centrelink anymore, and I don't want to work in a sheltered workshop anymore, or what they call an Australian disability enterprise. I want to do this as my job, because otherwise I'll go under. I can't afford the costs of living as well, and it's really getting me down, and I'm getting lonely without Luigi, and I don't want to be a burden on the taxpayer unnecessarily, because I can do something and I want to make it my job instead of just a fucking hobby, and I can't afford this much longer. I'll end up on the street eventually because the cost of living is rising fast and my wages are not competing with it, are not keeping pace. But anyway, that's come up looking really nice. I think we can now call this demo quits.